And they ban out the OD. So are they going to pick up the Terrorblade here if they banned out the OD? I wouldn't surprise me. No, the Phantom Assassin again. Okay, Silent. He likes playing this hero. So, Navi, do they have a better answer for the PA? I mean, they answered it quite well until, you know, Silent, he managed to farm himself back into the game with that Battle Fury. And then they just weren't able to handle him, even though they, you know, they crushed him in lane. They crushed him in the mid game.
5 seconds remaining.
Navi into their reserve time, trying to think about what to do here. They could take their 4 position. I think Rubik's pretty good here. Other 4 positions are the Elder Titan if you want that. Guys, General is off on his own. He was a great offlaner, but no longer part of Navi. Sometimes you just have to accept that.
Dire team pick.
Tide Hunter.
And they take the Tide. Okay, so this... Either this is a mid-Tide Hunter, or this is a 4-position Beastmaster. I think I prefer the 4-position Beastmaster, depending on the lane. Depending on the lanes. Because I think you want Tide Hunter versus PA, no matter what happens. That's what you want to see if you're the side of Navi.
10 seconds remaining.
Anyway, they could pick up their mid here for Winstrike if they wanted it. Depending where the Tiny is. Or they could take an offlaner like Centaur. The flexibility of the Tiny makes it very difficult to call about what the next hero Winstrike are going to pick is. Oh my goodness, guys. That is a PA Magnus combination for the side of Winstrike. How could we forget that Magnus was still in the pool, able to be picked here for the side of Winstrike? This is, I mean, you say Resident Sleeper, but they'll get online a lot quicker than last game, Valky. Like, PA no longer needs to farm a Battle Fury for herself. You know, can just straight into that Deso, ready to fight. So, Navi, they need to come up with an idea here. Actually, guys, serious question. Does Oracle, is that able to dispel Empower with the Fortune's End? Because that'd be really good versus the PA.
Dire team ban.
And there's the Terrorblade Beastmaster. Okay, so I think Winstrike should ban out Pugna, because you don't want to let Navi pick Pugna into your PA. Pugna, obviously great versus the Phantom Assassin. Has the ability to burst the hero as well as decrep you or whatever target you're on. Whatever's more advantageous.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So, well, Navi have first pick. So if you let the Pugna go through, Navi will take it, I think. And Winstrike do ban out the Pugna. We're thinking on the right lines here. So Navi need another mid laner with magic. Puck and Terrorblade. We've been seeing a lot of Puck Terrorblade. But we also have seen Magical playing this Lone Druid, so I'm very curious about what they go for on the side of Navi. Do they take Magical's Lone Druid, or do they pick up something like a Puck? Or a Zeus? Just small magic burst in a different hero? Chat, you're no, I see what chat is thinking about. You're not crazy. But they need to ban something out here for Navi. Something that would have worked well with this draft in the mid lane. I don't know. We'll figure out. We'll find out what the last ban is very soon.
Radiant team, Dire team.
So they ban the Skyroth and they take the Kunkka. Okay. I think he should build Radiance or Halberd. One or the other. If he's an Armlet Halberd builder, I like it. But I'm not against Radiance. I think Radiance could be good versus the PA, especially if you get it at a good time. Because Kunkka's one of those heroes, you know, he does have magic burst thanks to the boat and the torrent, and then you could just hunt someone down.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, Kunkka doesn't lose any lanes except to Timbersaw, who is still in the pool. So Winstrike could just pick Timbersaw and counter the Kunkka. And Timbersaw's really quite good versus the Terrorblade. So I think Winstrike should take Timbersaw if they want it.
Monkey King.
No, the Monkey King. Another Empower carrier. Okay. Interesting. I mean, I guess it means you can't get too close on the Kunkka because you know, he builds up the stacks of Jingu. Okay, guys. Welcome to game number 3. I think I like the Winstrike draft, in all honesty, more than the Navi draft. I think Winstrike are going to take this game number 3. However, feel free to disagree with me. Tell me who you think is going to win in the chat. We're just waiting to load into this game number 3, as we will be in there in the 30 seconds. Your heart says Navi, but what does your head say, Valky? Navi. They only have Tiny to siege. But, I mean, PA will get an early Desolator. You know, like, with the Deso, you do more than enough damage to buildings with Empower. Winstrike, we don't think they will 2-1. Okay. We have some Navi people in the chat. Let's see how it goes.
Prepare for battle.
Sick'em.
Okay, this is what we expected. So this is a 4-position Magnus, and it's an off-lane Tiny, in case anyone was curious. And it is the off-lane Tiny and the 4-position Beastmaster. I mean, it's worth pointing out that Navi has some very good team fight. You know, with Ravage, with Roar, with Boat. But is that better than RP and an empowered PA? I'm not really sure. So, Silent, is he going to get... No, the first CS goes to Misha. Look at that. Look at all that experience. For the side of Winstrike. Right before the game starts. Already the tips are flying.
30 seconds to battle.
And over here in the trees is Chu. He summoned his second boar, but unfortunately the boar's brother. We all saw his unfortunate demise earlier. Are him and Seneko able to get this rune versus Nongrata? Nongrata's going to hit fairly hard, but Chu is the faster right clicker. So it's still going to be 2 for 2 runes. And look at this Crystallize. He's not quite sure what lane to go to. They're all grouped up. I'm not sure what lane they're looking for. Who they're looking for versus who. For the side of Navi. But Yamek, all by himself in this lane. And PA. They're having some lane switcheroos. For sure here. Okay, so this mid lane Iceberg, he's already got all his stacks up. Magical just letting this happen. I mean, Kunkka is usually such a strong laner thanks to his ability to Tiebreaker deny. He didn't even get that CS. He needs to be careful, but he has got the level 2 before Iceberg. And on this bottom lane, we're seeing Blizzy and Chu versus Nongrata and Yamek. And then we're seeing Crystallize and Seneko versus Silent and Misha on this Grimstroke. I'm not sure who wins, but this mid lane, Iceberg, he does manage to heal up a bit, but takes the Tiebreaker hit. And Magical, he's just going into him, even though he has the Jingo. Wow, look at that. Healing up with his salve. Can he cancel the salve? No. Still very early Tidebringer hits, and as they both go to heal,
Step lively now.
we see the dance. And Chu actually chasing Yamrikt, who's trying to get off the pull here. But he's going to take a fair amount of harass from these boars, at least. As well as Chu's right click, thanks to the slow. But he has boots, and Chu doesn't have boots, so he's going to be able to get away. Iceberg, he's just letting him get all these stacks up. I guess because it's level 1, he doesn't care. But he heals from the creep wave. The torrent doesn't connect.
I take what I please.
But look at the CS, and
Thanks and have fun.
they do get first blood in his top lane. Silence, they're looking for the second kill. He pops a stick onto Crystallize, but needs another right click. It looks like they used the Inkswell as well as the Phantom Strike, getting an easy kill here on Seneko.
With my thanks.
Sorry, I was so focused on this mid lane, what's happening here. But yeah, Kunkka only 4 CS to the 13 of this monkey. It might have looked good harass-wise, but it's not good CS-wise. They are channeling that up, but not really that much damage from these early levels. He needs more levels in this Purifying Flames to be able to cause any real damage in this lane. Avalanche just being tossed out by Non-Grata, using it to farm, harass this guy. And Iceberg again, just all these salve magicals. He's behind in CS, he's behind in salves, and he's probably might go down here. He uses the torrent just to save himself in this mid lane. But he needs to be really careful. 1, 2, 1 more. And he's just going to dive him. And there you go. Iceberg killing Magical in this mid lane. That counter pick of the Monkey King versus the Kunkka. Things are looking really good for Winstrike in this early game, at least for the mid. Where is the Oracle? Looks like he's going behind. He does some damage, as well as connecting Torrent. Do they have enough damage? He gets the stun out. He needs to connect this Tidebringer through the creeps. And he does get the kill there with the rotation of Seneko. Nice work there from Magical. Realizing he wouldn't have had the damage if he went for the direct Tidebringer hit.
Dire's structures are
And bottom lane even. Winstrike winning there on Grata. You can see he's out CSing Blizzy.
How's it feel?
Oh, Magical. That's the first. That's second, third.
Admiral is on board.
And there you go. He's just getting all the stacks to Jingu, and he's going to use that to CS perfectly. Getting CSs and denies. But they're not quite able to kill this PA. Misha doing the pull, setting the lane equilibrium where they want it for the side of Winstrike. In this bottom lane, we did see the sun come out, but it's not really a kill attempt. But on this bottom lane, on Grata, he's managed to hit level 4. Look at this, in power tiny Avalanche. No toss. Is he able to get any denies, though, from Blizzy? Not quite. With the sorry, I missed the rotation of Seneko with that, the X into the Torrent, as well as what level are these Purifying Flames? Level 2 Purifying Flames. They had the damage to kill this Monkey King. You can look, he was rooted up, eat some Tidebringer, eat some Purifying Flames. So Magical, he's now doing a lot better thanks to these rotations of Seneko. But look at this Crystallize, he's already in the jungle. They're not contesting this PA at all. The Silent is going to have a very fast Desolator. Looks like they're trying to kill Chu. The toss forward, it doesn't connect. But do they have enough damage? That tree, it's not quite enough. How long till the next shockwave? They're diving it under the tower. They really want to cancel this salve, but they're not quite able to do it. They are in the end, but Chu is going to survive. We're coming up to the 5-minute mark for the bounty runes. No mana for Avalanche, and Blizzy, he's standing in front of Non-Grata, so he's going to be able to get this. But with the toss-up, Non-Grata is going to be able to get that bounty rune at least. So it's going to be a 3-for-1 exchange for those 5-minute bounty runes. But Magical, he's very behind in the CS, but they did get 2 kills on Iceberg.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
Back off.
Magical has the X, as well as the Torrent. He doesn't manage to dodge it with that transformation. But now the stack, as well as the Inkswell, he's not going to be able to get away from this. He's stunned up and he goes down. Actually, no, he didn't manage to snipe the kill with the Magnus. But is there enough? Yes, Seneko managed to get the turnaround kill with those Purifying Flames. So 1-for-1, they'll be happy with that on Navi, considering that they rotated actually 2 into this mid lane to help get the kill with Iceberg. So, Silent versus Crystallize in this top lane. They're both quite happy here, at least until the PA hits 6. And then I think you need to be careful on the Crystallize. DD here for Magical.
This brigand team.
And with the Oracle, they're going to try and go for this again. He channels the Fortune End. Is he able to get the Torrent? It does just catch him on the end, but I don't think they have enough. He does get the stun, but with the X as well as the boat, he's hit level 6. And he does it early. He uses the Mischief a bit too early, so he's going to go down with one last hit from Magical. Is he able to get it? No, he's missing. And with Iceberg, he managed to evade through the trees. And all the meanwhile that happens, Silent, they managed to kill this Terrorblade in the top lane. Sorry, I thought we were witnessing the kill mid, so we missed the kill top. I'll show net worth at about the 10-minute mark with the Avalanche as well as the toss. They get the stun from the Inkswell. Now with the Jingu, they're going to kill this Kunkka even though he has double damage.
Oh, come on.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So Magical just losing out to this Iceberg.
Radiant's middle tower
Monkey
is
King.
under attack.
All the mischief he is causing in this mid lane. Silent actually just teeping away to the jungle to go shrine back up with Misha. Farm a little bit with that Empower, thanks to Yumich. He's only got level 2 in the Empower, but as he gets more, PA will start being able to farm 2 stacks. They do see this, they see Seneko, but they don't really have any catch for him, I don't think so. Misha is coming down here, but no, they're not going to be able to catch him. Meanwhile, worth talking about this bottom lane. Blizzy and the Tiny, fairly even. Not much happening between them. They're just trying to trade up. Iceberg sitting here, jump forward. They've got the silence on Seneko. They do purge off the Inkswell, but I don't think it's going to be quite enough. Actually, with that, as well as the boat, they get the Ravage before he gets anything up, and he's stunned. A nice kill onto Iceberg there. Crystallize morphing into the Terrorblade Metamorphosis form. So really nice work there on Seneko. And look at that, just catching him out. The Purifying Flames, it does so much early damage. And now with another Torrent, are they able to kill off Silent? He's healing up thanks to those Purifying Flames, but it's not enough versus Crystallize. So that rotation from Magical nets 3 kills in this top lane.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Tiny is TPing top. He's going to try and defend this tower here on Non-Grata. He has his phase boots and his bottle completed.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Chew, silenced up, but it looks like that's just so that he's able to get away just fine here on Misha. Meanwhile, in this top lane, they have the Avalanche up, but is it going to be enough? Nograti is healing up thanks to those Purifying Flames, but they're going to chase him into the trees with Crystallize. He doesn't have Metamorphosis form, but Nograta, he grabs a tree, so he's able to slip through even deeper. They do have an idea where he is, and Seneko, he now sees Nograta, but he's tossed into the air on this Oracle. This is one long chase that we are following. Someone should really play the Benny Hill theme music. But now, look at this. They're all surrounded. I think finally he's dead. They get the Torrent. But there you go. The Avalanche toss. He kills off the Oracle for that. Such a long chase. And he even manages to kill the Oracle. Really nice work there from Non-Grata. Iceberg revealing himself there. They've got a gush. This mischief timing has not been spot on here by Iceberg, if I'm honest. He needs to be careful against Blizzy because he can just reduce all the damage that you're doing. Worth noting that Misha, he's running through the jungle. They're trying to get a flank behind the side of Navi. We're 10 minutes in, so we're going to have a look at the net worth. And you can see Silent, who's been relatively uncontested. They get the silence as well as the Inkswell. He gets the low ground, but not taking magic damage thanks to his Fate's Edict. He is healing himself up with that Purifying Flames. And Seneko is actually going to be just fine. Not falling through those 2 supports. And look at this. Magical is actually ahead of Iceberg, even after lacking CS, thanks to his involvement in all the kills for the side of Navi. But PA just been farming the jungle with this Empower. She's building a Vladimir's and then a Desolator for her team.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant structures are
And Non-Grata, only 1,000 gold away from his Blink Dagger, and then we can see this Tiny ganking off some of the squishy people. Like, I expect to see this Oracle to take a fair few tumbles for the side of Navi. They do now see the Phantom Assassin thanks to this Hawk. So they know what's going on. They are pinging out that he's
Dire's
farming up
middle
Ancients.
tower has fallen.
Actually, the hasted up magical, he's going for this, but the blur instantly on silent. They sensed something that was up, and they're not able to break the blur, so he's going to be just fine on this PA. Yamich, meanwhile, getting nice experience and farm in the mid lane. He's actually rushing a Blink Dagger with nothing else. That's really interesting to see. But all the while we've been talking about that Crystallize. He is in the jungle. He has his treads. He has 2 Wraith Bands. So he wants to eat creeps and just farm through them. Blizzy, they're chasing forward onto Misha. They do use the Roar as well as the X. And I think that's going to be a fairly easy Grimstroke kill for these 3 heroes. As well as some extra CS. Yeah, you get gold for killing the Phantom, man. You get gold. But Magical, he's TPing to the top lane to defend this tower from the Tiny. X is off cooldown if he wants to try and get a catch with it. But Seneko is smoked up. They see Non-Grata. Are they going to try and initiate on this? He's channeling the Fortune's End for a long time. But it doesn't look like there's any follow-up with it. So Blizzy, they almost managed to kill this tier 1 tower. It's very, very low. Look at Seneko. He's just channeling these spells into Non-Grata to be as annoying as possible. And the Vladimir is now complete for Chu. That's honestly really big on a 4 position. He's been farming really well here on this Chu Beastmaster. And they catch the boat, and that's going to be a nice kill here on the Yamich. Yamich? I can't really pronounce it. On the Magnus. And Blizzy, he's being chased through the trees. He's tossed up in the air. Iceberg has the stun, has the Jingu stuck. They're eating Avalanche, and that's a nice kill on Blizzy Tide, considering how high up in the net worth he was. That kill puts Iceberg above Blizzy, where he wants to be.
Is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
So, Magical, Winstrike, he needs his Magnus. He really wants that Empower to just improve his farming speed, improve his damage. You can see Empower's already level 3. It's all there to help the PA. Magnus is saying, come to me, Silent, as she runs away. You can see 2 tier 1s already taken by the side of Navi. But in this bottom lane, they are getting their own finally for the side of Winstrike.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
So, into this mid lane. They do have the medallion, even. Who's the medallion on? It's on Tide. Tide has a medallion. All that minus armor, thanks to the Gush, as well as the medallion, allows them to take down Roche very, very quickly, using the Crystallized Metamorphosis. And it looks like the 4 of them are going to group up. He is building that Halibut that we talked about in the draft phase for Magical. But I do kind of like it. And they're pinging out that they see Crystallize here. Are they able to make anything happen with this Monkey King as well as Misha? It doesn't quite look for it. They want to siege this tier 2. Avalanche. It does keep them back, but they do have vision of it if they want to go forward. There is no Blink Dagger, though. However, for the side of Navi, they're just looking to catch something or someone with an X. But Misha getting himself forward for that 15-minute mark with the Ink Swell. And that's going to be a... I think it's going to be a 1-for-1. No, it's a 3-for-1, sorry. I really thought Crystallize would get that bottom rune, but it looks like it was taken by Iceberg. And in this mid lane, it looks like they really want this tier 2 tower after that last little skirmish. They finally have a catapult wave. So with that, I doubt they're going to stop. The PA is empowered, however. And she is very close to her Desolator. Only about 500 gold away from it. So Navi, they've taken the first tier 2 of the game. How is Crystallize doing on his farm? He has his Yashra. He'll have his Manta style fairly eventually. But Silent sees the Terrorblade but doesn't want to mess with him. Just actually farming up the enemy Ancients. Crystallize, he sees Iceberg. He does have a Quelling Blade, but he misses. He doesn't get the right tree, sadly, for it, so he's not able to get the Monkey King. Non-Grata. Blink Dagger completed from him, so we can see some big
Dire's
tiny
bottom
initiations
tower
if we
is
want
under
it.
attack. Dire's bottom
And
tower
Blizzy,
has
he
fallen.
is getting his own, so Blink Ravage will be online probably for the next,
Radiant's top tower
at the
is
20-minute
under
mark at
attack.
least. But Silent, Desolator in stash. I wouldn't be surprised to see them try to make something happen. Level 4 in
Dire's
power,
bottom tower
Desolator
is under
online.
attack.
And Yamich, he'll have his own Blink for that next big fight. Nisha just trying to push this lane back with that Ink Spell, but they have their entire team here as well as Chu with that aura.
Dire's bottom tower is
Crystallize,
under
he's
attack.
TP'd back. Non-Grata, if he has vision of this, he might be able... I don't think he has quite enough burst for this Terrorblade with the Ultimate Orb online. But they've got the Axe. It looks like Monkey King. The boat, it does catch on to him. Do they have enough to kill him, though? They have no Ravage, actually, for the moment because of that Phantom. That's a really nice stun on Iceberg, but he's not quite able to get away with that Metamorphosis form of Crystallize. They eliminate the Iceberg Monkey King. Are they going to seize high ground with the Aegis on the Kunkka? How long of Metamorphosis? They do have a small amount of time left. So I think they're going to try and just get a tier 3 and back. There is no glyph for the Dire side.
Radiant's top tower is
With
under
that, are they going to
Dire's middle
go for the
tower
melee racks? They need to make something happen. They have Blink Dagger. They have Blink RP. They don't know about this for the side of Navi. They get the Grim Soak ultimate off onto 2. The double dagger doing work. Nice avalanche toss up onto both of them. That's a lot of damage onto Magical, but they haven't stopped him getting the racks, and that's going to be a melee lane racks. They actually get the deny with the tiny. So they don't get the money for it, but they get the map control. And they X mark. It didn't seem to be on anything pretty much. But Yamich, he had Blink Dagger, just no Blink Ravage. He had to sell his boots to get it, though.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
So Navi, they're just backing off. They successfully took melee barracks already at this 18-minute mark. I was expecting a big fight. That never came. And with that, they're going to take Shrines, solidify their map control. Navi, 3k net worth lead, first 10 kills, and they're slightly in the advantage. According to
Dire's
Dota
bottom
Plus.
shrine is under attack. Bottom shrine has fallen. Dire are
So
scanning.
Non-Grata, he's getting his Echo Saber. He'll have even more burst damage. If he's able to find Seneko on these back lines, I think that is probably a dead
Radiant's
Seneko.
middle tower has fallen.
But look at this, Crystallize. Manta style completed. He wants his Scuddy next. And they're just taking more and more towers here for the side of Navi. And he needs to be really careful about the map control they're giving up. But Silent
Are fortified.
has the Desolator, so pushes very fast himself as soon as this cliff wears off.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Is Meta back online? Meta back online in 13 seconds. They don't have their Kunkka actually quite with them, but they're just... I think they're trying to force rotations back. Metamorphosis, they do have it, and they have Ravage as well as the Solar Crest. So I think they're going to pop it and go for this. Yes, they do. They're just going for this. They need to come back from the side of Winstrike. They have the Hawk actually sitting in the trees for the side of Navi to scout anything out. That dagger does not, and the Avalanche toss, is it enough? No, the Roar, is he able to get Asunder? He definitely will be able to, thanks to that Oracle ultimate. The Ravage as well, they've eliminated the Tiny, they've eliminated the Monkey King, but he buys that almost instantly, and PA was disarmed by that Halberd. She blinks up to the high ground, and she's going to be just fine. But Nisha taking so much damage, that Monkey King ultimate, it's only caught Blizzy inside it, but Blizzy's going to be just fine, and PA, they need one more hit, they missed the torrent, the urn, it's not quite enough, but with that, they're going to take this next lane of racks. Chu, stand closer to Crystallize, please, to give him your attack speed damage. Misha sitting on the sides is not able to do anything. And that's the second melee racks here for the side of Navi.
Has fallen. Dire's bottom
Step lively
barracks
now.
has fallen.
Navi now firmly in the lead in this game. 2 lanes of racks to absolutely nothing for the side of Winstrike. Navi, they didn't looked a bit shaky in game number 2, but they're really showing the stuff they're made of here in this third game of the best of 3.
Coin of the realm.
Bounty.
So, they're going to wait for their Ravage. They're going to wait for the next Metamorphosis. And then I think we can expect to see Navi go for this final fight. But guys, we haven't seen a single RP from Yamich He should be the one initiating these fights. You know, with the Tiny comboing after it. But Navi, their positioning has been fairly good, but this Magnus, this forward position, he's given the PA in power, but we just haven't seen him really do much. Non-Grata has his blink as well as the Echo Saber. If he sees this Oracle of Seneko, I think she's fairly dead meat. But look at this Terrorblade. After this stack, he'll have his full Skadi. Even tankier. See how far ahead of net worth he is. PA is keeping up thanks to that Empower, but we just haven't seen Silence impact in this game. So, they have Metamorphosis. They don't have Ravage just yet. They have Ravage right now. And with that, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Navi do something like that and take the last tier 2 and the last tier 3. They're taking the shrines, just securing even more map control. They're wondering about Roche, but it's not up for a while. It's a long respawn.
Dire's top shrine has fallen.
So they're leaving an illusion in the pit, but I won't see anything while they take the last tier 2. The whole side of Winstrike, they're sitting up on this cliff over here.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
So the real question is, do they want to push high ground without the next Aegis? They know roughly when it's up, but it's one of the longest respawns possible for it. Well, it looks like they don't want to push high ground just yet. They're securing their map control. They're going to keep Winstrike pinned inside the base. They're going to take Roshan. They're playing it very methodically. They know they're ahead and they don't want to let it slip away here like it did in last game for Navi. PA, however, is blurred up. Empowered as well as BKB, but Haste on Magical. Ravage actually on the back line over here. They got the Roar on the BKB Monkey King. Are they able to kill anyone? The Halibut onto that PA, as well as the boat coming in. The Metamorphosis has been used. They've caught inside the Monkey Ultimate. They finally killed off Magical, and they do eliminate this Magnus. No RP yet. Terrorblade, is he fighting up the Monkey King inside the Wukong Command? They're both trapped up on the Sunder off the Oracle Ultimate. They eliminate the PA. There's no buyback on Silent, and now Monkey King Ultimate ended, and that is probably going to be GG. That's 4 dead for the side of Winstrike. And a rampage here for Crystallize. They buy back on the Tiny, but there's nothing left for the side of Winstrike. They have Metamorphosis. They're going to be able to finish this game. There is a glyph, but they should just go straight for the tier 3s. Maybe for the Megas. For the tier 4s. Or the Megas. Navi celebrating with the fireworks. There's no buyback on the PA. There is a glyph if they want to use it for the side of Winstrike. But they might have to save that one for the tier 4s. We haven't seen one Blink Ravage, guys. 0 Blink Ravages this game.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
And with that, that's Mega Creeps while they retreat. And I think
Now have mega creeps.
Mega Creeps is going to be very difficult for Winstrike to deal with at this 25-minute mark. And Roshan is up. They know it's up. They'll take Roche. They'll wait for their next Ravage. They'll wait for the next Metamorphosis. And then we can expect this game to be over. Okay, while they're taking Roshan, let's have a quick look at what happened there. So you can see the Wukong's command doing a lot of work. And they do manage to kill Busy. But he used the Roar on the BKB of the Monkey King to delay him. They get off a really nice stun there. But the Oracle Ultimate does so much work, keeping him alive, allowing him to sunder. So, the Aegis online for Crystallize, as well as the Cheese. I don't know who the Cheese is on. Cheese, I guess it's on Magical now. Magical, full AC completed for him. They're just waiting for Ravage, waiting for Metamorphosis, and then I expect to see Navi take this game. Mega Creeps pushing in from all lanes. Non-Grata, he's trying to push against the Megas, but he just does not do enough damage to even clear them with his full combo. The Courier BKB is... No, sorry, it's the Monkey King. They force out the Iceberg's BKB. That's big. They haven't even had to use Raw. They force out the BKB. I think he's building a Daedalus here. On Crystallize. They just don't care. They're gonna... No, MKB for the PA, sorry. Blink forward from Blizzy. They have Ravage if they want to use it, but he's just eliminating Misha without the help. They get the Grimstroke ulti off, but there's nothing to combo with it. They need to make something happen now or never. Metamorphosis. There is Aegis. They've got the X on the Tiny. I think he's not long for this world on Non-Grata. Meanwhile, on the side here, they're just trying to defend against the creeps. And Crystallize, he's just killing Silent. Big Ravage there. He pops his BKB on Silent just in time, but they have the MKB, and he's dead. He did manage to kill off an illusion, but they don't really matter. Crystallize, he's chasing Iceberg into the well. I'm pretty sure that's GG. Congratulations to Navi, winning this best of 3 series. Okay, wow, guys, wow. So we didn't see a single RP that game. You can see Navi, they just